Today on Good Morning Maine, a former gubernatorial candidate is heading to prison after pleading guilty to child pornography charges. Plus, nurses rally in Augusta over a bill that would limit the number of patients they care for, and reactions from Bar Harbor, where some people welcomed the arrival of the cruise ship season, while others did not. Good morning and welcome to Good Morning Maine. I'm Emma Smith, and some breaking news at the top of the hour for you. There are reportedly heavy flames on arrival at Valley View Lane in Bangor. This is in the Bangor Gardens area. My colleague Craig is there reporting on it. We will have an update very soon. Importantly, though, mutual support has been called in, and everyone is reportedly out of that structure. So we'll have an update for you as soon as we can. Moving on, though, let's get a first check of that forecast with Devin Biggs.
Alrighty, here you go. Happy Friday. Your first weather forecast brought to you by Dirt Road Acres, your #1 dispensary providing outstanding customer service and award-winning knowledge at the most affordable prices. All right, let's get things rolling out here this morning. Small crowd advisory will finally expire at around 11 a.m. this morning as wave heights will continue to improve. The flood warnings, though, are still in effect until further notice. We'll start to see those go down once the river levels start to drop as well. Otherwise, though, the radar is looking pretty good out there, though. We're tracking things going from the east going toward the west. Looks like some glitches going on with the radar this morning, but you get the general idea that's going on. Sabrina's been tracking off towards the south and west, and as we do proceed forward in time, we'll continue to see things improving as we get this area low pressure out of here and continue to track off towards the east. So you might notice some wobbling with the radar and the precipitation. Looks like a little bit of a radar error that might be going on across the country overnight, but overall we're looking pretty good. Otherwise, we'll be under a partly and a mostly cloudy sky today, but sunshine will be out and about, so keep the sunglasses handy as well. We'll continue to clear out later on tonight, especially as we head towards tomorrow morning. Winds will be out of the north at around 10 to 25 miles per hour. Nothing too extreme, though. Notice we do start to calm down later on tonight as we do proceed forward in time. So your forecast for today, upper 50s on a Cinco de Mayo, mostly cloudy, plenty of sunshine as well. So with that north wind getting up to about 25 miles per hour. By tonight, lower 40s, partly cloudy, northwest wind backing off to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Our early forecast for the rest of the morning and afternoon period, mixture of clouds and sun, temperatures in the 50s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up.
Thank you, Devin. A former gubernatorial candidate charged with possessing images of child sexual abuse is heading to prison. Elliot Cutler has been ordered to spend 9 months in prison after pleading guilty Thursday in Ellsworth. Our David Ledford has more.
I am embarrassed, ashamed, and deeply, deeply sorry.
On May 4th, Elliot Cutler pleaded guilty to 4 counts of possession of sexually explicit material of a child under 12 as part of a plea deal with the Hancock County District Attorney's Office. Cutler will serve 9 months in jail.
This crime is not all of who I am, nor all of who I have been and will be. I will devote the rest of my years to making amends as best I can.
The 76-year-old former gubernatorial candidate will report to the Hancock County Jail on June 1st. Cutler ran for governor twice as an independent, using his own personal wealth to finance both campaigns. He lost by less than 2 percentage points to Republican Paul LePage in 2010 during a multi-candidate race. Last year, Maine State Police say they found more than 80,000 sexually explicit files at Cutler's Brooklyn residence. He is sentenced to 4 years with all but 9 months suspended, not including time subtracted for good behavior.
With the backlog of cases, it's very unlikely this case would have been reached for at least 3 years. I'd rather get the convictions on the 4 counts that we got today and the sentence we got today rather than never reaching this case.
After his release, Cutler will be required to register as a sex offender for the rest of his life, rather than the 10 years outlined in the draft sentencing agreement. He will also be on probation for 6 years. Additionally, he will pay the maximum $5,000 fine to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. In Ellsworth, David Ledford, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
3 people are facing charges following multiple arrests in Brewer this week. On Tuesday, Brewer police say an officer had observed a suspicious person entering and exiting the Circle K when dispatch reported a theft complaint at the store. Police say when the officer entered the store and approached the subject, he refused to identify himself and resisted arrest. Brewer police say the man, identified as 37-year-old Gary Vernon Tweedy, was in possession of more than 40 grams of fentanyl, as well as approximately 3 grams of meth. Tweedy was taken to the Penobscot County Jail and charged with aggravated trafficking in scheduled drugs, refusing to submit to arrest, and other charges. And 45-year-old Amy Barnes of Orrington and 19-year-old Kobe Nevels of Stockton Springs were arrested on Monday after an incident at the Brewer Walmart. Police say they were dispatched to the store for a theft complaint, with a female subject fleeing the scene. Officers arrived and Barnes allegedly resisted arrest and briefly struggled with one of them. Police say Kobe Nevels started to interfere with officers, resisted arrest, and pushed an officer on scene. Police say a search of their vehicle yielded a significant amount of drugs, including fentanyl and meth, as well as a fake vehicle inspection sticker. Nevels and Barnes were both arrested and brought to Penobscot County Jail. They face various charges, including theft, refusing to submit to arrest, and drug possession. All right, in other news now, police arrested a Winthrop man as part of an ongoing investigation into the trafficking of crack cocaine in Kennebec County. After an earlier undercover purchase, police say they arrested 32-year-old Jonathan Brown at his apartment. Police say they found $5,000 worth of cocaine and crack cocaine, along with thousands in cash and a 357-millimeter handgun. They say Brown was charged with Class A aggravated trafficking in scheduled drugs and taken to Kennebec County Jail, where bail was set at $30,000. One person died in a head-on crash on Route 152 in Palmyra just before noon on Thursday. Police say a 2020 Mitsubishi Mirage, driven by 67-year-old Robert Silva of St. Albans, was headed south on the L Hill Road when his vehicle crossed the center line, hitting a Maine DOT tractor-trailer truck head-on. Sylvia was pronounced dead at the scene. There was also a juvenile passenger in the car who was transported to Northern Light Sebasticook Valley Hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. The crash is still under investigation. State police are also investigating a deadly crash in Hodgdon. They say 49-year-old Timothy Crowley of Cary Plantation was traveling south on Route 1 when he lost control around a curve. The Ford Explorer ended up going into the right ditch where the vehicle rolled over, throwing Crowley from the vehicle. He was pronounced dead at the scene. What caused Crowley to lose control is still unclear. An accident reconstruction expert was called to the scene to help look for answers. Maine nurses filled the State House before a hearing with the Labor and Housing Committee on Thursday. They were speaking out about a bill that would set staffing standards and ratios for healthcare facilities statewide. Our Matthew Dronsick has the story.
So I ask the legislators, please don't do this to us.
Their interests are in money and shareholders. Our interests as nurses at the bedside are in nurses and patients.
Nurses in favor and opposition of LD 1639 expressed their thoughts on a bill aiming to require a maximum patient-to-staff ratio of 1:3. Opponents say the rules are too rigid for some of the healthcare facilities and their staffing levels.
We're very concerned about the inflexibility of that bill. We have to have the ability to flex up and down. We have to have the ability to assess the environment. We have to have the ability, nurses have to have that decision-making ability.
Nurses in favor say it would mean less stress on them.
Nurses at the bedside, even charge nurses, we don't have any say in if we take on additional patients to our unit.
The language of the bill also said it, quote, establishes a minimum direct care registered nurse staffing requirements based on patient care unit and patient needs, specifies the method to calculate as a healthcare facility's compliance with the staffing requirements, protects direct care registered nurses from the retaliation, and includes notice, record keeping, and enforcement requirements, end quote. At the rally ahead of the hearing, Northern Light Mayo Hospital ER Nursing Director Brent Watson explained why he is against the proposal.
We want to stay flexible, and we want to provide the optimal care for our patients that are arriving through our doors, and making sure that we have the ability for nurses to critically think and make judgment calls to protect our community.
Mary Kay O'Sullivan, a registered nurse in favor of the bill, says this would help provide the best care for patients.
It would be a dream for us to know that we're not going to be forced into situations that are unsafe, where we have too many patients to take care of, patients who are too high acuity and too sick for us to adequately deliver care, the care that these patients need.
In Augusta, Matthew Jaroncic reporting for ABC7 and Fox 22 News.
At the State House yesterday, a debate over whether to pull the plug on CMP and Versant and hand control of Maine's electricity to Maine people. A bill would create Pine Tree Power, a privately operated nonprofit, consumer-owned utility. Under the plan, Pine Tree Power is banned from using taxpayer money. Supporters say the company would finance itself by issuing debt against future revenue to purchase all the facilities. The company would be required to keep all the workers at the utilities it's buying. Supporters say it's time to prioritize customers, not investors. Opponents question whether the concept would work.
I don't believe that a citizens group could take care of the infrastructure, just as right now Maine isn't well taking care of bridges and roads and things like that, so it's just another thing.
With investor-owned CMP and Versant, Maine has some of the least reliable utilities nationwide, with the lowest customer service ratings. We need a utility that is local and responsive to the needs of the people it serves.
All right, in other news now, an update to the water issues happening in the town of Milo, where a boil water advisory remains in effect. We spoke to a water district representative who tells us that the repairs to the water pipes have been made and there is water flowing. The town has had to take 5 different samples of the water to make sure everything is safe. At this point, they're waiting for the test results. Until then, the boil water order remains in place. They say they hope for results soon, but folks could be waiting until after the weekend. Keep an eye on Milo's Facebook page and our website, foxbangor.com, for any updates. All right, the time now is 6:11. Coming up next on Good Morning Maine, we'll hear why bicyclists were pedaling around the State House Thursday. But first, let's take another look at that forecast. Mostly cloudy and some sunshine will peek through today. High of 58 degrees, partly cloudy tonight, low of 41. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, sun shining through, high of 70 degrees. Perfect day for all those graduates out there. We'll be right back.
This is a case that has been confounding for decades.
A clown fires at point blank range.
Now, the 2020 exclusive.
The last words I heard was, "Oh, how pretty," and
bang. 2020 tonight on ABC.
Living in Maine means long, cold winters and hot, humid summers. Whatever the weather, Bangor Heat Pumps is your solution. Open 24/7, Bangor Heat Pumps takes care of you at home or at work. We operate statewide and service all brands and models. Understanding moving can be stressful. We will help move any units you may have. We offer a veterans discount in our home with a Capeless Hero discount. Visit us online at BangorHeatPumpsLLC.com or call or text us at 307-7746. Bangor Heat Pumps.
Angie's List is now Angie, and it's easier than ever to get your projects done right. With Angie, you can connect with top pros and see ratings and reviews. And when you book and pay through Angie, you're covered by our happiness guarantee. Check out Angie.com today. Angie, and done.
Name an animal with a long neck.
Dinosaur, long neck, yeah.
Family Feud.
Weekdays at 9 on ABC7.
She asked you to revamp a van. There were gaps everywhere.
I couldn't finish all the work.
How much did you have left?
10%.
10%. I need to understand what you were actually hired to do.
Whatever I could with the amount of time I had.
What does that mean?
Hot Bench.
Friday at 3 on ABC7.
Welcome back to Good Morning Maine. Legislators and cyclists put their helmets on Thursday as the Bicycle Coalition of Maine hosted its annual Bike Day outside at the State House. The event helps raise awareness and promote legislation to protect those who walk and bike in Maine. The event featured electric bike rides around the Capitol building and the Kennebec River. Members of the Bicycle Coalition of Maine and the Department of Transportation also spoke on efforts related to bike and pedestrian safety, as well as infrastructure.
Is getting the FaceTime, really getting to talk one-on-one, giving people a good understanding of what is the e-bike, what work does the Bicycle Coalition do, how are we making roads safer, showing people the educational components of things, letting them know what laws are out there and how they can be involved.
Some recently proposed bills are being considered, which would boost age-appropriate traffic safety education and add electric bikes to the Efficiency Maine Trust Rebate Program. Portland nonprofit Partners for World Health will be sending the 4th of their earthquake response shipments to Turkey and Syria. Partners for World Health has sent 3 prior shipments, 1 by air, 2 by sea, to the Turkey-Syria earthquake zone, where 60,000 people perished and more than 1.5 million were left homeless. Each container holds about 22,000 pounds of equipment and supplies. In the coming weeks, Partners for World Health will also be shipping supplies to Kenya and continuing their support for those in need in Ukraine. If you want to learn more, you can visit partnersforworldhealth.org. The FDA approved the world's first vaccine to protect against the respiratory virus RSV. It marks a pharmaceutical milestone 6 decades in the making. The drug Arexvy is made by GSK and is designed to be given as a single shot to adults 60 and older. RSV is often associated with babies and young kids, but it can also be dangerous for seniors. It's particularly dangerous for older adults with underlying health conditions like heart or lung disease, or weakened immune systems. Dr. Dora Ann Mills with Maine Health says RSV is a leading cause of hospitalizations among older people.
Vaccinating people 60 and older, we're hoping that that'll also help not only them, but help protect probably their grandbabies, the young children who are at risk for RSV. But the main reason to be vaccinated if you're 60 and older is protect yourself because you're at high risk for severe RSV infection.
Arexvy could be available for seniors as soon as this fall, pending a CDC recommendation. Despite the disapproval of some residents, a local town welcomed hundreds of tourists to kick off cruise ship season. Devin Dagnall has the story.
Bar Harbor's tourist season kicked off as hundreds of cruise ship passengers came ashore Thursday morning.
Being here in Bar Harbor is great. We're excited to see what you guys have to offer and, explore a little bit.
The tourists were welcomed by T-shirts, hats, and signs that all shared one message: Bar Harbor welcomes all. The group that organized the warm welcome is known as the Association to Preserve plus Protect Local Livelihoods, or APPLE for short.
APPLE is a group of local businesses, individuals, and organizations that have banded together to help protect our livelihoods and way of life by standing for a reasonable and balanced approach to tourism regulation.
According to Charlie Sidman, one of the locals who spearheaded the recent initiative to limit the amount of cruise ship passengers allowed in Bar Harbor at a single time, APPLE is not a representation of what the town wants.
They are representing that the town welcomes the influx of people from the cruise ships. And as evidenced by our vote in the initiative referendum last fall, 60% of the town or more does not welcome this inundation of people from cruise ships.
According to APPLE, the town of Bar Harbor expects to receive 129 ships carrying over 200,000 passengers during its 2023 season. And they claim those passengers have the potential to bring millions of dollars of revenue to the town. In Bar Harbor, Devin Dagnall, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
The time is now 6:18. After the break, we'll have all the latest on the recent conviction of various Proud Boys members, plus hopefully an update on the fire at Valley View Lane in Bangor. This and more as Good Morning Maine continues.
General Rental Center has been serving Central Maine for more than 30 years with an extensive inventory, including mini track loaders with attachments, full-size track skid steer, track loader and backhoe, wheel loader with attachments, a 50-foot towable aerial lift, and a 45-foot self-propelled four-wheel drive lift. If you can't find it on our website, we can find it for you. Call for multi-day and weekend special rates.
Planning to dig in your yard with power tools? Call DigSafe first. Call 811 at least 3 business days before you dig. Utility crews will come out and mark where your gas, power, and cable lines are buried. Keep yourself and your neighborhood safe. It's the law.
Gas is expensive. Do you want to get up to 70 mpg? Earn a motorcycle license at Bangor Area Motorcycle School. We are affordable and conveniently located at the Bangor Mall and have experienced instructors. We can provide a bike and materials. Ready to create your backyard oasis? Alexander's Professional Landscaping will work with you to create your perfect outdoor space. Work one-on-one with our landscape designer to create a unique garden to fit your family's personal aesthetics and lifestyle. Have our pros install your new lawn, deck, or patio. Schedule a consultation today by calling 573-4497. Alexander's Professional Landscaping, the way landscaping should be.
Welcome back to Good Morning Maine. I'm Emma Smith. Well, the coronation of King Charles is tomorrow. In a ceremony full of pomp and pageantry, King Charles and Camilla, the Queen Consort, will take part in a procession followed by a ceremony at Westminster Abbey. It's the first British coronation in 70 years. ABC's Ines de la Quartera has the preview.
This morning, the UK gearing up for a celebration more than 70 years in the making. King Charles's coronation already drawing royal superfans. More than 1 million people expected to line the streets of London.
It's once in a lifetime opportunity.
Members of the royal family seen arriving for rehearsals at Westminster Abbey. Princes Louis and George and Princess Charlotte all in tow. Prince Harry will also be attending, though his visit will be short.
Very quick trip for Prince Harry, maybe even just 24 hours in the UK as he flies in, attends that coronation ceremony, skips everything else afterwards and gets on a plane straight back to LA.
On Saturday, the military, led by King Charles's sister Princess Anne, set to put on a show with a procession for their new commander-in-chief.
It's a show not only for the King's armed forces that he's the head of, but also showing the best of Britain and the Commonwealth on the world stage.
Then on Sunday, a star-studded concert. Four-time Grammy winner Lionel Richie, just one of the many artists set to perform.
This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, so to be a part of it is everything.
Meanwhile, officials also beefing up security in what could be the largest security operation in British history, hoping to keep potentially disruptive protesters in check. This after Buckingham Palace went into lockdown on Tuesday when a man allegedly threw what appeared to be shotgun cartridges onto palace grounds. The price tag is raising eyebrows, reportedly costing taxpayers an estimated $125 million.
They could be paying for it themselves.
And over 2,000 guests will attend the coronation inside Westminster Abbey tomorrow. First Lady Jill Biden will be among them, along with other foreign dignitaries, European royals.
All right, before we move on to our forecast, let's get a look at that fire that's over in Valley View Lane in Bangor. When crews were called on scene, heavy flames were already there on arrival. It looks like it's still going. That's our view from my colleague Craig Colson right now. This is in the Bangor Gardens area. Mutual aid has been called in other than Bangor. As you can see, it's quite a busy scene. There's quite a few houses in that neighborhood. So we'll have an update as we get it. But everyone, as I said earlier, has been reportedly out of the building. All right, moving on now. Let's get a full look at that forecast with meteorologist Evan Biggs.
Alrighty, here we go. Your full weather forecast brought to you by Dirt Road Acres, your #1 dispensary providing outstanding customer service and award-winning knowledge at the most affordable prices. Alrighty, here we are. Some advisories that are posted out there this morning. This right here is a small crowd advisory that remains posted until about 11 a.m. this morning. Things will continue to improve as you do proceed forward in time. Wave heights will continue to come down, although it's still a little high, but nothing too bad along the coast. So down to 4 to 5 feet according towards some of the buoys. So if I move over here, though, you look further out towards sea. Some buoys not reporting, but a lot of green on the map, which helps to indicate some higher wave heights that are being observed out there, at least at this time. Otherwise, though, here's the radar from last night earlier this morning. Getting to see that wobble, so a little bit of a radar error that is beyond our control. But we are seeing some clouds tracking from the east going toward the west, and the last of precipitation moving away as well. So we're looking pretty good in that department this morning as high pressure will take control finally, and that means some nice weather on the way. It'll take a bit for the clouds to get out of here, but we'll see a mixture of clouds and sunshine as we do proceed forward in time today. So you'll see we do have some clearing of the skies and a mixture of clouds and sunshine, so keep the sunglasses handy. You'll need them today. We'll continue to clear out later on tonight with a few passing clouds. And for Saturday, plenty of sunshine to start things off. Some clouds approaching during the afternoon period. Still a nice day to get outside and really enjoy things. We have no precipitation in the forecast at all, at least the next 5 days. We do have some wind we'll have to watch out for, getting up to around 20 to 25 miles per hour at times. The wind will back off later on tonight, but that'll be very short-lived. By tomorrow, though, some wind up to 20 to 25 miles per hour will be expected yet again. Temperatures recently, though, last few days have been slightly below normal. We've had a kind of a mixed day or a mixed bag, though. Temperatures that have been above average and some days that have been below normal. The last few days, though, we were below normal in the lower 50s. But we're going to work on that, though. Our average high temperature is 62 degrees. Upper 50s today, a couple days in the lower 70s just in time for the weekend. We're back in the 60s Monday through Wednesday, upper 60s as we head towards your Thursday. Forecast for today, upper 50s on a Cinco de Mayo, mostly cloudy. Some sunshine as well as the clouds break up. North wind getting up to about 25 miles per hour. By tonight, lower 40s, partly cloudy. Northwest wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tomorrow, lower 70s, partly cloudy, breezy and warm. Northwest wind getting up to about 25 miles per hour. Alrighty, here's a look at your extended forecast brought to you by Dirt Road Acres. Overall, not too bad moving forward. A mixture of clouds and sunshine. Again, temperatures in the lower 70s through the weekend. Mid-60s by Monday. Lots of sunshine by Tuesday. Highs in the low 60s.
I come down the road one day and we counted 23 trees down. A small compact tractor is plenty to do what you need to do.
From the beginning, he wanted John Deere.
I had nothing before. I was doing everything by hand, unloading shingles out of boats, stone and sand and wood chips. No, those days are over.
We are United, your local John Deere dealer.
Bucksport Regional Health Center has cared for the community for almost 50 years. We are trusted and compassionate providers. We have also given thousands of COVID-19 vaccines because the COVID-19 vaccine is very safe, very effective, and your best shot at protecting yourself from COVID. Trust us. Trust the vaccine. Protect yourself. Take your shot against COVID-19.
Max True Value Hardware in Unity is the best option year-round for all of your home improvement projects. Backed by one of the leading paint manufacturers in the United States, Max will color match or custom mix any color for you. We care about your pets too, carrying all of the essential pet products in our store. During those cold winters, we take the extra step to help with wood pellets ready to load on site. We also fill all size propane cylinders year-round. Max True Value Hardware. We take pride in serving our community. Let us know how we can help you today.
Each of you think that he's important enough for you to get on each other's last nerve.
Fighting over the father of their kids.
Did you know that he had a girlfriend at the time you started to see him?
No. Me and him physically got in a fight because of her.
You put your hands on him first.
For cheating on me.
And a reality check for the man in the middle.
You don't make enough money to support 3 children.
Next, Judge Judy.
Friday at 5, only on ABC 7.
There's one number you need to know. It's called Joe.
This morning, stunning new convictions in connection to the January 6th insurrection. A jury found the former leader of the Proud Boys and 3 more members of that extremist group guilty of seditious conspiracy. Federal prosecutors made the case that they plotted the U.S. Capitol attack to keep former President Trump in office, even after losing the 2020 election. ABC's Justin Finch with more from Washington.
More than 2 years after the January 6th Capitol attack, the Department of Justice winning a rare seditious conspiracy conviction for members of the far-right group, the Proud Boys.
The Department of Justice very rarely charges seditious conspiracy. It's a political crime, and I call it treason's cousin. It's a crime against the state. The government is the victim.
Defense attorneys countering that former President Donald Trump is to blame, referring to his words that day.
We fight like hell, and if you don't fight like hell, you're not going to have a country anymore.
The DOJ's case, the Capitol attack plot, was an 11th hour attempt to keep Trump in power by preventing Congress from certifying Joe Biden as the 2020 presidential election winner. The government arguing Proud Boys members Ethan Nordine, Joseph Biggs, Zachary Real, and ex-leader Enrique Tarrio saw themselves as Donald Trump's army, thirsting for violence and organizing for action. DOJ lawyers say Tarrio coordinated the Capitol attack from his phone, texting Proud Boy members, "Don't expletive leave." The jury also acquitting Proud Boys member Dominic Pizzola of seditious conspiracy, but convicting him of several other felonies. The Justice Department already counting more than 600 criminal convictions tied to January 6th.
That the Justice Department will do everything in its power to defend the American people and American democracy.
Those Proud Boys convictions follow seditious conspiracy convictions for Oath Keepers founder Stewart Rhodes and 5 members of that extremist group. That charge carries a prison sentence of up to 20 years.
A man is now in custody after the brutal killing of an Arizona woman, attacked during her morning walk on a popular trail. Here's ABC's Andrea Fujii.
Overnight, police announcing an arrest in the death of Lauren Heike, the 29-year-old found murdered on a hiking trail in Phoenix. Investigators say the suspect is in his early 20s and is the person seen in the surveillance video running from the scene. Police serving a search warrant at this apartment complex.
With this information, we hope that the community tonight can rest a little easier knowing that this person's off the streets.
On Wednesday, Lauren's family pleaded for any information.
She was my little girl. I'm going to miss her terribly.
Lauren was walking at a popular trail close to her home last Friday morning.
She loved to exercise. She was walking, and we know she was happy. She went out that morning on a beautiful day to do what she does every day.
When her family didn't hear from her, they checked her phone, and it pinged close to where she lived, leading investigators to her location. The next day, her body was found. Investigators say she was viciously attacked from behind. Police then warning neighbors not to hike or walk alone.
The behavior, in my opinion, was so heinous that I would imagine that the subject would be displaying behavior symptoms that just would look out of place.
As for Lauren's cause of death, police would only say that she suffered trauma to her body.
After Lauren's family spoke publicly last week, police were flooded with tips, but they won't say whether those tips helped lead them to this suspect.
Well, in other news, pasta lovers might get upset over this story. A town in New Jersey was washed in mystery after hundreds of pounds of cooked pasta was left behind. Nearly 500 pounds, to be exact. The cooked noodles inexplicably appeared along the creek bed in the woods. The long trail of pasta had all sorts of noodles, from regular kinds of spaghetti to ziti. A former council candidate reported the macaroni mess to authorities, who were able to clean up the massive pasta waste quite quickly. So far, there are no suspects in this incident. Such a waste. Okay, when we return, we'll have some Cinco de Mayo event suggestions for you. We'll be right back.
Tomorrow morning on Star 97.7, Paul Dupuis has the music and fun. Sonny Shepard brings you Star 97.7 local news. And Steve McKay with the weather. Turn on your radio and get the Star treatment with Star 97.7.
Hey, Red Sox fans, you've got to play You Pick 'em Red Sox at foxbangor.com. Local weekly winners receive prizes from Herman Meadow Golf Club or The Local. Register now at foxbangor.com. You Pick 'em Red Sox is sponsored by Bruns Chiropractic Clinic in Bangor, Eddington Store in Eddington, Main Collision Center in Bangor, and Twin City Tile in Brewer.
Herman Meadow is a very user-friendly golf course. We have some very good rates. We have discounts for military people. We have discounts for seniors, individual and group lessons for juniors.
The greens, especially this year, they're in excellent shape. It's not a course that won't allow you to hit the ball 10 or 12 times on any hole and still have fun.
There's some challenges out there, but there's also some risk rewards.
It's convenient. You can come in Union Street, you can come in Route 2. It's just in a great location.
It's just a fun place to play.
Wow, with fuel prices quickly rising and no end in sight, isn't it time to give Black's Heat Pumps a call? Did you know heat pumps could save you up to 50% on your heating bill? Our experts can handle all your commercial and residential work and provide you with quality installation, repair, and maintenance. Give us a call today for a free estimate. Our #1 priority is to save you money and keep you comfortable all year long. Get the service you deserve. Find us at blacksheatpumps.com and on Facebook.
Tomorrow morning on Star 97.7, Paul Dupuis has the music and fun. Sonny Shepard brings you Star 97.7 local news. And Steve McKay with the weather. Turn on your radio and get the Star treatment with Star 97.7.
You're watching ABC 7 Bangor.
Welcome back to Good Morning Maine. I'm Emma Smith, and today is May 5th, 2023. That means it's Cinco de Mayo. This day isn't just for drinking margaritas and having fun. And also, to be clear, it's to clear the air, it's not the Mexican Independence Day. This day is intended to celebrate Mexico's defeat of the French army, which had been advancing towards the capital of Mexico City with the intent to overthrow the president. The Mexican army had much less manpower than the French forces, but they still managed to win at the culminating Battle of Puebla on May 5th, 1862. All right, now for other historical events on this day in history, the Panic of 1893 began with a large crash of the New York Stock Exchange, which lasted for about 4 years. And this is considered one of the most severe financial crises in the history of the United States. In 1917, Eugene Bullard gained his pilot's license from the Aero Club de France and became the first black American military pilot. He was part of the French Air Service in World War I. He completed many combat missions for France, but ironically never flew for the United States. And I believe there's a pretty good movie about him somewhere out there. I don't know the name though. In 1921, the iconic perfume Chanel No. 5 was released by fashion designer Coco Chanel. You can still buy that to this day. That's been a long run for a fragrance. And in 1961, Alan Shepard became the first American in space aboard the Freedom 7. All right, moving on to birthdays now. British singer-songwriter Adele is turning 35 today. Actor Henry Cavill, known for his role as Superman, is turning 40 today, and American actor Clark Duke is turning 38 today. He is known, of course, for his roles in Hot Tub Time Machine and The Office. Happy birthday to them. A lot of stars have birthdays today. All right, moving on. Let's get a check of that forecast with meteorologist Evan Biggs.
Alrighty, here we go. Happy Friday. Your first weather forecast brought to you by Dirt Road Acres, your #1 dispensary providing outstanding customer service and award-winning knowledge at the most affordable prices. All right, let's get things rolling out here this morning. Small crowd advisory will finally expire at around 11 a.m. this morning as wave heights will continue to improve. The flood warnings, though, are still in effect until further notice. We'll start to see those go down once the river levels start to drop as well. Otherwise, though, the radar is looking pretty good out there, though. We're tracking things going from the east going toward the west. Looks like some glitches going on with the radar this morning, but you get the general idea that's going on. So brain's been tracking off towards the south and west. And as we do proceed forward in time, we'll continue to see things improving as we get this area low pressure out of here and continue to track off towards the east. So you might notice some wobbling with the radar and the precipitation. Looks like a little bit of a radar error that might be going on across the country overnight, but overall we're looking pretty good. Otherwise, we'll be under a partly and a mostly cloudy sky today, but sunshine will be out and about, so keep the sunglasses handy as well. We'll continue to clear out later on tonight, especially as we head towards tomorrow morning. Winds will be out of the north at around 10 to 25 miles per hour. Nothing too extreme, though. Notice we do start to calm down later on tonight as we do proceed forward in time. So your forecast for today, upper 50s on a Cinco de Mayo, mostly cloudy, plenty of sunshine as well. So with that north wind getting up to about 25 miles per hour. By tonight, lower 40s, partly cloudy, northwest wind backing off to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Our early forecast for the rest of the morning and afternoon period, mixture of clouds and sun, temperatures in the 50s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up.
Well, like we said, today is Cinco de Mayo, commemorating the anniversary of Mexico's victory over the Second French Empire at the Battle of Puebla in 1862, as I've said. And today, various downtown Bangor restaurants will be celebrating accordingly. There will be a multi-business margarita competition, including but not limited to Benjamin's Pub, Carolina's, Evinrude's, Nocturnum, Patty Murphy's, the Waverly, and various other businesses listed on your screen. That is under the downtown Bangor margarita competition. I think it's kind of intended to do a bit of a bar crawl and see who has the best of your favorite local spots. There will also be comedians at the Bangor Arts Exchange. They've been having comedians more often lately. And a new play will be at the Penobscot Theatre Company, which is called Ironbound. Of course, these don't have to do with Cinco de Mayo, but Downtown Bangor does first Fridays of the month. Every first Friday, there's all sorts of events going on, and this, of course, falls on Cinco de Mayo. So if you want to learn more about First Friday activities, head to downtownbangor.com. All right, still to come here this morning, Tyler Cruz will have the latest with sports, plus we will have ongoing updates about that Valley View Lane active fire that is going on right now. So we'll be right back with the details on sports.
Choosing a school is really difficult, but I have never felt like I should have gone somewhere else.
The thing I like about the school, the class sizes are smaller.
Making friends is easier here because of the fact that you are such a tight-knit community.
I was shooting around a basketball. That's how I met my first friend.
You meet a lot of new people from different areas of the world.
I feel like I've grown so much here. And there's so many amazing people that work here to learn from.
I definitely made the right decision coming to Husson.
Goose River Farm and Meat Store is conveniently located on Route 3 across from Hammond Lumber in Belfast. They have a wide selection of meat and poultry, including beef, pork, lamb, chicken, duck, rabbit, and turkey. Buy your steak and meats for grilling this summer.
Scudic & Bloom, a full-service, custom-designed florist, Main Street in Winter Harbor.
We can deliver one-of-a-kind, full-color flower arrangements
by custom floral designer me, Pam.
Delivering to Ellsworth and surrounding areas for any occasion.
Please visit scudicandbloom.com or call 844-SCUDIC.
Put a little more cash in your bank. Save money with half-off deals at foxbangor.com.
Hey everybody, Ryan Sudol here. Thank you so much for joining us. Let's start over at Husson. Eagles softball is the top seed in the NAC tournament, and as they prepare for this weekend, their hot bats and deep pitching staff give them a whole lot of confidence in winning their third straight title.
The ability that we have to overcome adversity and play our game and win out in NAC was pretty impressive.
Husson softball finished the regular season a perfect 10-0 in NAC play and are the #1 seed in the conference tournament.
Just being able to do that really shows us and gives us the confidence going into the tournament that, we can do this, and with that we can go farther than that and farther than the regionals.
The season story has been a complete one. For starters, their bats have been on fire, scoring 9 runs a game in NAC and 24 runs in last weekend's series against UMPI.
It's definitely a good confidence booster going into this weekend. I think we really thrive in an environment where we're all just stringing along hits and really enjoying ourselves, playing the game that we love.
On the other side of the ball, the pitching has been even more stellar. The Eagles only allowed 4 runs in conference, and senior ace McKenna Smith threw a perfect game on Saturday.
It's just fun to watch. I mean, as a younger pitcher on the team, she's a mentor for us, so watching that happen is crazy, and I'm trying to learn as much as I can from her with what time we have left.
And they're making the most of it. Freshman pitchers Emily Rierick and Danny Masterson give the staff some major depth. In fact, Masterson hasn't allowed a run in her 3 NAC starts.
McKenna's a powerhouse, but our freshmen are really stepping up because we need them to.
My goal when I'm out there is just help us set up for a win. Both me and Emily have been working really hard on learning what we can from Kenna, but also gaining confidence on the mound and knowing that we've got years to come.
But for those with no more years left, there comes an extra hunger to bring home Husson's 3rd straight NAC title. But no matter what happens, it was the best last ride they could ask for.
It's the best team I could ever ask to be on for my senior season. Every single player plays an important role, whether you're in the dugout cheering or on the field, it doesn't matter, and I hope that we go back to back to back because that's just the ultimate way to end my senior year.
Okay, now for some high school baseball action. Again, not a lot of games in our area Thursday because of Mother Nature, but Central and Foxcroft Academy braved the elements. Both teams coming into this one looking for a bounce-back win. Bottom 2, 1-0 Foxcroft, runner on third with 1 out. Jaden Richard will strike out the next 2 batters to end the inning. Nice, it remains 1-0 Ponies. Top 3, Richard gets under this one. It goes into deep right, but check out this great leaping catch by Liam Kimball. That one ends the inning. Top 4, Donald Poole at the dish for Foxcroft. He slaps one towards third. That allows Lucas Sands to score. Calvin Landry follows behind. It's 3-1. And finally, top 5, Jackson Pollock's pitch goes wild. Here comes Jack Day from third. He slides in just in time to score the 4th run of the game for Foxcroft. They continue to roll and win it 7-1. Okay, now let's go to the NBA. The Celtics and 76ers are now even at a game apiece. The series will now move to Philadelphia for games 3 and 4 Friday night and Sunday afternoon. The Celtics with a phenomenal effort on Wednesday night, knocking down 23 pointers while playing some great defense en route to a 121-87 blowout win. The Celtics looking like a much different team than the one we saw on Monday. But with the series moving to Philly and the job not being finished, if they don't use this effort to win games, it won't matter.
We just feel like, we underperformed last game, and we wanted to come out and play to the best of our ability. And that's what we did.
This is one game. They came out and played a great game. The first one, James played great. I thought tonight we, flipped the script. I thought we did a great job on him and great job overall. But that's one game, and it doesn't mean anything if there's no carryover.
And finally, we head to the ice, where last week the Maine Mariners were eliminated in the first round of the ECHL playoffs. But this year was easily the most successful in the team's young history, and they're in quite good spirits about the future. David has the story.
For the first time in franchise history, the Maine Mariners topped the 40-win mark. And for the second straight season, the Mariners qualified for the Kelly Cup playoffs.
It feels like we're supposed to win. It feels like early on we weren't really sure what to expect, and we didn't really expect to make playoffs. We were just kind of hoping to make playoffs. Now there's an expectation.
Head coach Terrence Wallen says the team's recent success has created quite a buzz throughout the league.
It's a great place for players to come play, and I think the word is out about Portland. I think when teams come travel here, teams are always talking about how much they love Portland and how great of a city it is to play on the road. So I think now it's become probably one of the top 5 or 7 places to play in the league.
Wallen also gives an assist to a rabid fan base that continues to grow each and every season.
Yep, it's been pretty special to watch the rise of our fan base in the 5 years that I've been here, and our fans have been pretty awesome the last couple of years. And I know this year we had one of the biggest year-over-year turnarounds in attendance in the whole league. So it's been great, and hopefully it continues into next year.
Okay, that's all the time we have for sports. I'm Ryan Sudol. We'll be back right after the break.
Living in Maine, many things stick with you throughout your life. If you're far from home or you're missing those things, then Box of Maine is for you. Shipping nationwide for corporate businesses or individuals, Box of Maine gives everyone their own personal taste of our great state. And a portion of every box we sell goes directly to local nonprofits. Have you visited the gift shop yet? Filled to the brim with everything you find in our boxes, you can pick what you need or even create your own box. Stop by for perfect Maine gifts today at Box of Maine.
In Maine, it's always truck season. And at Thornton Brothers in Lincoln, we are celebrating New Ram Truck Month by carrying the complete line of hard-charging new Ram trucks from light to heavy duty. At Thornton Brothers, you'll find the right truck for cargo space and comfort for those long trips on the road. No matter what Maine throws at you, our trucks have you covered. So come on over and test drive any of our award-winning new Ram trucks at Thornton Brothers, 125 Main Street, Lincoln.
Summer can't come soon enough. And by the time it gets here, it flies by too fast. Here's an idea. Let's start summer sooner. Let's fly someplace warm. Let's fly someplace sunny. Let's start at Bangor International Airport, making tomorrow's memories today. The official airport of summer sooner. The official airport of you. FlyBangor.com.
Welcome back to Good Morning Maine. I'm Emma Smith. Well, many of us are familiar with the impacts climate change has on the physical world around us, but a new report from the Environmental Protection Agency outlines threats to children's health in a warming world. For more, here's ABC's Ginger Z.
Whether it's extreme heat, flooding, or air pollution, a range of climate change-related issues can have lifelong impacts on children, their learning, physical, and mental health. It's all laid out in a new report from the EPA.
Children are much more vulnerable to the impacts of climate change because their bodies are still developing and developing quite rapidly.
The report says that climate change is expected to increase the rates of asthma in children. Plus, Lyme disease is expected to rise up to 23,400 new cases each year. And even hot classrooms leading to a 4 to 7% reduction in annual academic achievement per child.
The report basically makes the point that every degree matters.
If no additional action is taken to adapt to climate change, the EPA estimates that 1 to more than 2 million children could deal with temporary displacement or lose their homes entirely thanks to coastal flooding from sea level rise. But there is some good news. The EPA is taking steps to reduce fossil fuel emissions and air pollution by passing stricter tailpipe rules for vehicles. One step of many in curbing global warming. For this Climate Minute, I'm Ginger Z.
Now here's meteorologist Evan Biggs with our full weather forecast.
Alrighty, here we go. Your full weather forecast brought to you by Dirt Road Acres, your #1 dispensary providing outstanding customer service and award-winning knowledge at the most affordable prices. Alrighty, here we are. Some advisories that are posted out there this morning. This right here is a small crowd advisory that remains posted until about 11 a.m. this morning. Things will continue to improve as you proceed forward in time. Wave heights will continue to come down, although it's still a little high, but nothing too bad along the coast. So down to 4 to 5 feet according towards some of the buoys. So if I move over here, though, you look further out towards sea. Some buoys not reporting, but a lot of green on the map, which helps to indicate some higher wave heights that are being observed out there, at least at this time. Otherwise, though, here's the radar from last night earlier this morning. Again, you see that wobble, so a little bit of a radar error that is beyond our control. But we are seeing some clouds tracking from the east going toward the west, and the last of precipitation moving away as well. So we're looking pretty good in that department this morning as high pressure will take control finally, and that means some nice weather on the way. It'll take a bit for the clouds to get out of here, but we'll see a mixture of clouds and sunshine as we do proceed forward in time today. So you'll see we do have some clearing of the skies and a mixture of clouds and sunshine, so keep the sunglasses handy. You'll need them today. We'll continue to clear out later on tonight with a few passing clouds. And for you Saturday, plenty of sunshine to start things off. Some clouds approaching during the afternoon period. Still a nice day to get outside and really enjoy things. We have no precipitation in the forecast at all, at least the next 5 days. We do have some wind we'll have to watch out for, getting up to around 20 to 25 miles per hour at times. The wind will back off later on tonight, but that'll be very short-lived. By tomorrow, though, some wind up to 20 to 25 miles per hour will be expected yet again. Temperatures recently, though, last few days have been slightly below normal. We've had a kind of a mixed day or a mixed bag, though, temperatures that have been above average and some days that have been below normal. The last few days, though, we were below normal in the lower 50s, but we're going to work on that, though. Our average high temperature is 62 degrees. Upper 50s today, a couple days in the lower 70s, just in time for the weekend. We're back in the 60s Monday through Wednesday, upper 60s as we head towards your Thursday. Forecast for today, upper 50s on a Cinco de Mayo, mostly cloudy, some sunshine as well as the clouds break up. North wind getting up to about 25 miles per hour. By tonight, lower 40s, partly cloudy. Northwest wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tomorrow, lower 70s, partly cloudy, breezy and warm. Northwest wind getting up to about 25 miles per hour. Alrighty, here's a look at your extended forecast brought to you by Dirt Road Acres. Overall, not too bad moving forward. A mixture of clouds and sunshine. Again, temperatures in the lower 70s through the weekend. Mid 60s by Monday. Lots of sunshine by Tuesday. Highs in the low 60s.
Looking to haul a new piece of equipment? Homeowners or commercial, Coops Truck and Equipment has the right trailer for you. Coops is the largest dealer of truck flatbeds and hauler bodies in this state and can replace any old rusty bed or outfit, any new truck. Our full-service facility can modify all truck and trailers with steel and aluminum fabricators on duty. We are your go-to place for CM truck bodies, H&H trailers, and load trail trailers. For trailers, truck bodies, truck outfitting, and more, it's Coops.
I'm Phil Levesque, president of Levesque Business Solutions. We're a family-owned Maine business since 1963. We're your one-stop shop for great office products at affordable rates. From copiers to office furniture to PPE, we've got it all warehoused right here in Bangor. We're your local small Maine business with a dedicated staff providing honest and friendly customer service, top-of-the-line tech support, and the option of in-house leasing. Let us help you get back to business.
Harris Lumber is locally owned and has been serving the Pequot region for more than 50 years. See them for all your projects, big or small. Customer service is their #1 priority. And with a full line of lumber and hardware items, they can also deliver to your job site. Harris Lumber, Milo.
Living in Maine means long, cold winters and hot, humid summers. Whatever the weather, Bangor Heat Pumps is your solution. Open 24/7, Bangor Heat Pumps takes care of you at home or at work. We operate statewide and service all brands and models. Understanding moving can be stressful. We will help move any units you may have. We offer a veterans discount in our home with a Capeless Hero discount. Visit us online at BangorHeatPumpsLLC.com or call or text us at 307-7746. Bangor Heat Pumps.
We got 48 hours to take the McGuires down. Let's do this.
Guess this is it.
McGuire!
I'm done with you, boy.
Welcome back to Good Morning Maine. If you're traveling internationally this summer, prepare to pay if you need a passport quickly. About a third of Americans will travel overseas this year, and processing passports could take up to 13 weeks, according to the State Department. But there are some options to help speed up the process. AAA is teaming up with Rush My Passport, a passport courier service. A 1-week processing option is $799, and a 2-week option is $599. Discounts are available for AAA members. If you're heading overseas in less than 9 weeks, you can try to get your passport processed through the Urgent Travel Destination or designation on the State Department's website. Your congressional representative might also be able to help. Classic board games are being remade for older adults. Hasbro and Aegis Innovation announced new versions of Scrabble, the Game of Life, and Trivial Pursuit. The companies want to make the games easier and more fun for seniors. Updates to the games include larger wording on pieces and the boards, as well as relatable content for older adults. Does shower water make good beer? This company thinks so. Epic Clean Tech, a water recycling company, is partnering with Devil's Canyon Brewing Company to use wastewater to make a new beer. Epic One Water Brew is the product of recycled water from showers, laundry, and sinks in a San Francisco apartment building. The company uses equipment to treat and reuse the water. Epic says the beer is not for sale and is currently just for demonstration purposes to show the potential of recycled water. I guess that makes sense. I mean, I guess all water is recycled, so anything is possible. Interesting, though. The implication is strange. Okay, if you missed anything, head to foxbangor.com. At the top of the next show, we're hoping to have an update about the Valley View Lane fire that's active right now in Bangor. So stay tuned on Fox 22 if you'd like an update about that. Like I said, foxbangor.com if you need updates later on. Good Morning America is next on ABC7. We hope you have a great day.